Were these matches made in heaven? Hey guys, it's Phoebe with MsMojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 90-day fiancé couples that are still together.
I never thought I will use again. This is kind of crazy.
Well, you're good at it.
We're taking a look at couples from the show that are still together as of November 2019. Let's get to it.
You know how I feel about people holding the baby and taking care of the baby, and I'm like, look, I just need help.
Are you still holding on to that?
Of course, baby. He's so teeny tiny and he only wants mommy, right?
Number 10, Mike and Aziza.
Okay, where do you want my shoes, ma'am?
Well, we can put it here right now because,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just put those away.
With a 10-year age gap between them, these two initially met on a language website because they were both trying to learn to speak the other's tongue, English and Russian respectively. They got into more than a few fights during their time on the show, such as over Aziza's desire for a fancy wedding, and over Aziza's apparent refusal to sleep with her husband-to-be.
I think we need to wait with sex.
We were supposed to do it as soon as you got here.
But she clearly set aside those problems because the pair did get married and even announced that they were expecting in 2018. In early 2019, they welcomed their daughter Olivia and are still together today. Number 9, Melanie and Devar.
So how are you guys feeling about Devar and I?
During their time on the show, Melanie and Devar had to deal with problems from siblings on all sides. Melanie's sister remained constantly suspicious of Devar and the thousands of dollars Melanie had spent visiting him, while Melanie didn't want to keep handing over cash to one of Devar's unemployed sisters back in Jamaica.
Well, I think in America, people do it. I mean, when I went to school, I worked.
Well, I'm not in America, I'm in Jamaica. So that's totally two different things.
But they've made it work. And while they had another rocky patch while Devar learned to be a commercial diver, they've now started a family of their own and have a young daughter called Ava. Fans were speculating that they'd split when Melanie was absent from Devar's social media, but they quickly set the record straight. Number 8, Elizabeth and Andre.
He's here!
Early on, nobody was on board with Elizabeth and her Moldovan fiancé Andre, mainly because her family had never met him and her friends thought he was trying to control her.
But you are, as a man, the head of household.
Exactly. So
And I trust his judgment and his direction.
Eventually, they tied the knot and had an equally dramatic stint on Happily Ever After when Elizabeth was heavily pregnant, including fighting about who was allowed in the delivery room.
This is an amazing moment, and I don't want negativity in such a moment, and I just want to keep them out. I wish to share this only just with my wife.
Despite the disapproval from Elizabeth's family, they're still together today, and even started a real estate company together in late 2018. Their daughter Eleanor was born just 3 months later, and they're set to make more appearances on the show's many spin-offs. Number 7, Kyle and Nun.
Don't cry.
After meeting on Facebook, Kyle and Nun fell in love when he was on vacation in Thailand, and she wasted no time coming to live with him in America.
When I saw Kyle in the first time in America, I feel like, oh my God, he cried.
Things were a little fraught at the beginning since she felt unsafe in New Orleans and didn't like the long hours he was working, but they were definitely one of the show's most likable pairs.
My purse got stole, our bike got stole. I just don't like the crime, something like that. It makes me worry when I go out. It's scary.
That's why it's good to see they're still together and still happy, even showing up again for a few episodes of What Now? They eventually left Louisiana and moved to Portland, Oregon, and are saving up to buy a house of their own. Number 6, Lauren and Alexi.
It's been about a week since Alexi's arrived, and what I thought was the hardest part was getting him here, but now that he's here, we've got a lot to do, and we've got to hit that ground running.
Originally from New York, Lauren was on her birthright trip to Israel when she met Alexi, and the pair were engaged after only 10 days.
I have Tourette's syndrome.
Синдром Туретта.
Do you know what it is?
Знаєш, що це таке?
I'm shaking.
It was touch and go for a while as Lauren struggled to open up about having Tourette's syndrome, but they got married with the support of Alexi's family, hosting one wedding in Israel and another in America.
Не переживай, Льоша тебе любить, ми тебе теж, як каптен, без рук, без ног, это его выбор.
Their happiness is displayed all over social media, with both of them keeping active on Instagram and also sharing a Facebook page together. But they also say they put the time and work into their relationship to make sure they stay happy. Number 5. George and Anfisa.
First you kicked me out of bed, then you kicked me out of the couch. Like, what was I doing to you?
You pissed me off. I didn't want to be in the same apartment with you.
One of the trickier unions on the show was George and Anfisa, with no shortage of accusations that Anfisa was only in it for the money, especially when she clearly wanted an expensive wedding.
I think the ring shows how much he loves me. If he proposed to me with some cheap ring, I think I'm not gonna marry him.
Despite this, they did get married, only for disaster to strike in a completely different form. George was arrested and given prison time for being caught with a large quantity of marijuana. He's locked up, but sources say that she's standing by him and the pair are still a couple.
I mean, she's been here supporting me through this whole journey, and she's gonna be with me throughout this whole process and after that too.
Anfisa has been spending her time training up as a bodybuilder, now competes in bikini modeling competitions, and has moved to a new apartment on her own. Number 4. Josh and Aleksandra.
I think it'll be a really good opportunity for you to get along with my family, with my dad, because scripture reading is really important.
He was visiting the Czech Republic on his Mormon mission when he met Aleksandra, a Russian student attending college in Prague. They quickly fell in love and she upended her life to move to the States in 2015. She even converted to Mormonism to be with him.
I think that you can show them, not just to say that I'm Mormon, but to show by example that I really am.
His family initially doubted how sincere she was being, but they've proved naysayers wrong. They soon had a daughter, Kaya, in 2016, and now the small family lives together in Australia, while Josh attends medical school.
Since we got married, I think Josh learned who I am, really, because we had so many ups and downs, and I scream and cry. He's so the real me.
The future certainly looks bright for this young couple, who announced in 2018 that a second child was on the way.
We're gonna teach Kaya all about Russia, all about our history, and of course she has to speak Russian.
Number 3. Russ and Paola.
Do you want to see the pictures?
I don't know, do I?
They didn't get off to the best start when Paola found herself living with Russ's family when she came to America from Colombia. Things were further strained when Russ lost his job and wasn't too approving of Paola launching a modeling career.
Now I'm the only one who's working right now, so I have to pay the bills.
But on New Year's Day 2019, Paola gave birth to their first child, a boy called Axel. Not that this has been the end to their disagreements. They're still together but can't agree on what the future holds or about Paola's relationship with her friend Juan, who has never been a fan of Russ.
You know nothing. You live in Colombia. You know nothing. This is what I'm gonna have to deal with. I come to Miami to support you. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Number 2. Danny and Amy.
Are you two really prepared for this interracial marriage in our country where it's not accepted?
They faced strong resistance from Danny's family members, especially his parents, who did not approve of their mixed-race relationship. Even his brothers made him promise he'd walk away if he had any doubts, and were especially skeptical of their choice to live apart and stay abstinent before getting married.
You really have 90 days to figure it all out. You still have 90 days.
Yeah.
Technically, you could back out.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're getting cold feet.
You don't want to be stuck in a marriage that you don't feel right.
Danny didn't have to make good on that promise though, because he and Amy did get married, and in the years since have welcomed 2 new additions to their family. They have a son named Jedediah and a daughter named Anna, and are raising them in Texas far away from Danny's folks. It's nice to see real love coming out of such a dramatic show, but before we get to our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I really want to leave Ukraine, and I'm not going to hide this. This is true. But it was not my goal. My goal is to be happy with this man.
I love Louis.
Louis is caring, he's affectionate, and I know that I'm safe with him.
Did you tell her?
What?
About the ring?
Oh.
There's I don't know how to call that, but it's like a dust in it. It was like, is this real?
This is a dream come true. I mean, oh my God, all the nervous, all the fears. I mean, finally we're here. We are man and wife.
I miss my family, and I cannot work yet, and baby doesn't have any job yet.
It's been tough.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Alan and Kirliam.
You want pictures by the beach after our wedding?
Yes?
Yeah.
When they debuted in season 1, many thought their age difference, since she was still quite young when they started dating, would be their downfall. But they quickly proved themselves to be one of the most stable matches on the show, despite some initial worries about the language barrier.
My English is still not perfect, so I don't play charades that much, but okay.
In 2017, they announced to the world that they were expecting a child, and shortly thereafter, Liam was born.
I'm living here in the US for about 3 years now, and we are married for the same time.
About 3 years.
About 3 years now.
After Alan spent a brief period of time unemployed, he eventually landed a new job, and the whole family went to North Carolina. Kirliam has a YouTube channel where she's posted in the past about how their relationship is doing and how Liam is.
Doing a great job, babe. Fazendo trabalho ótimo, hein?
90 Day Fiancé is truly the epitome of guilty pleasure television, and I, for one, cannot get enough. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments or tweet me at Phoebe_WM. And check out this video.